Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I am with Genevieve. I'm not going to say my last name because I've decided I'm going to be like a Madonna. Sure. Okay, Genevieve. The two of us are the Itty Bitty Teddy Committee. So the interesting thing about today is we are going to use makeup to contour our tartars. And what I've done as well is I have put a bunch of other words for
slang,
these babies so that you don't feel uncomfortable during this video and you can learn some new cute little names for the girls. So I must say I definitely enjoy being a smaller gazungered girl. I'm not really bothered by my jugs. The size of them doesn't really bother me, but I thought, you know, for an event, if you wanted to go out or a shoot or anything like that, it's quite nice to have a little bit of contouring down there, the same like you do with your face to enhance certain features. You can do the same with your knockers. So what you're going to need for today is you're going to keep everything that you've contoured your face with. You're going to use the same stuff for your chesticles. You're going to need the same contouring as you've used for your face with your gazongas.
It's a lot of admin.
I used my usual Maybelline Instant Anti-Eraser Concealer in a very light shade and a super dark shade. So you want to use the same contouring on your face as your chest because you want the colors to match and blend. You don't want to go and use different contouring colors. It is all universal and one. Simonier, we are one. It's cheese bowl. That's okay. You're a mom. What we're going to start with is firstly your contouring shade that you used on your face, your darkest shade. You want to try have something with a little bit of gray in it. It doesn't really make a difference if you don't have that. We can always use it with our powders, but it's good to use those for shading purposes. And what we're going to do is we are going to push together our chubby chest cheeks. We're going to push our chubby chest cheeks together to try and get our natural shape of our chest. What you want to do is you want to push your twin peaks together to find the natural line of your chest. So do that, just go push them together.
You have nothing.
Okay, and there you can see is the shape. Okay, so that's going to be the shape that you're going to work with, right? Take your contouring stick. You are just going to follow that line. Once you've drawn those cleavage lines, you don't want to go all the way around because you're going to be blending it to make it look more natural. We are next going to go onto our collarbones to enhance those features as well. Okay.
What is that?
That's why I said do that and not press them together because that's not going to give you a natural. It's fine. It's fine. We can work with it. What we're going to do next is you're going to find underneath your collarbone, you're going to draw a line underneath the other collarbone, then above it as well. And then we are going to contour our neck. Make a bit of a triangular shape. And just in this hollow bit here as well. You're going to take your blending brush, and I'm using the Real Techniques. I don't even know what the hell these names are. Contour brush. This is called Real Techniques contour brush, and this is really nice. It's got like a pointed shape, so it's really nice to get defined shading. And what you're going to do is you're going to blend upwards, still into the same shape, natural shape as your chest. So you're just using all that excess product to shape the top of your lady bubbles.
Done.
You're going to continue blending in the rest of your contouring. Just gently try and get everything really smooth and even. So Genevieve, we have a very interesting story about your melons. So we used to have some tricks in the bag of how we used to enhance this area, and Genevieve has a particularly funny story about her experience. Why don't you tell us about that lovely experience?
I was out with my sister
Let's talk louder.
and her friends, and my friend was talking to, I'm not going to say what sport because it's going to be too obvious, but an Olympic athlete who was very good looking. I went to go stand with her while she was talking to him. He kept looking down at my chest and I thought, geez, okay, that's a bit straightforward. Eventually he whispered something, like the gentleman that he is, whispered something into my friend's ear, and my friend turned around and looked at me, and she kept going like, look down, look down. And I looked, and my sock, I put socks in my bra, my sock was laying on my chest. So I didn't know what to do, so I looked down and shoved it back in, and I acted like nothing else. Nothing was happening.
Sock hanging out, because we used to put socks in our bras
You're like
to
at
make
the bottom,
our...
like you would with chicken fillets.
It's happened to you twice before.
Yes. And someone took photos of it, and you can see my socks are
Your
hanging
sock.
out.
Oh my gosh.
But it's not my fault. In high school, I had amazing boobs, so legendary. And then I lost weight and... Shame. Anyway, are you putting on the lights highlighter now?
In weight.
Oh.
Another little trick for ladies with your skin, or this area here that hangs over, you can actually also contour that area with a little bit of dark if you want to just make that less obvious. You know, some ladies get that. You know, some ladies get that.
It's like a vagina.
It's like an armpit vagina.
Yeah.
You can actually put some contour there and blend that in, and that will just make that area a little less obvious.
Never knew that.
Well, no,
Mine
no.
would be like contoured, bedazzled badge.
Now, the same as you would contour and highlight your face, you're also going to highlight all the areas, how do I explain it, where the sun would
Sun
also
hits.
hit on your collarbones and on your chest butt. So you're going to put some on the higher areas and onto your collarbone,
I have no idea.
right on the bone. And you're also going to put a little bit on your chest. And you're going to take your buffing brush and you're just going to buff that in. Now that you have blended all of that in, you can take a contouring shade like this one here, Hula, from Benefit, and that is, it's got a cool undertone, and that's a perfect shade to create shadows and to set all the areas where you have contoured, just to add a little bit more dimension and detail. Once you have set your areas, you are now going to go into the same shade that you highlighted your face with, and I used Cookie from the same palette. I'm going to use that just to highlight all the higher points where I've used concealer. You're just going to, again, blend it in, and this is the best part, because this is what makes it really pop. And just another area where I do like to add some highlight is just a little bit on your shoulders here, just to give it that same kind of glow.
Now, how do you explain this if you meet a guy and he's like, wow, you've got nice boobs, and then it washes off?
Well, that's why I'm saying you would only really use this if you're doing like a photo shoot, or if you had a really nice dress that you just wanted to enhance them slightly. It's not, if you're looking at it as opposed to looking at it in the camera, it looks very detailed in the camera and very three-dimensional, but when you're looking at it like this, it's very flat. So you don't really see the curves in person. That's why I would really only do something like this if it was
Like
more
a
for a
wedding.
photo shoot or something like that. Not really something where you want to go hook up with people, you know, and then get disappointed.
I'm so sad.
I hope you guys have enjoyed our tutorial on how to contour your double lattes.
I love my rocket launches. They're so not small because they're shoulder boulders.
I think the trick with this is to make sure that when you are contouring that you have more defined lines. I think you can see from Genevieve she's blended it too much, so you've kind of lost the details. So you almost want to have a very defined line between your light and dark shade here. You don't want to blend it too much because then you're losing this surface area, and I've created quite a big surface area that it looks rounded. I do think that it does help that I am an artist, so I know how to contour and shade, because this is all about shading correctly and finding the right lines to suit your body. My kahunas are not really this big and defined in person. I've actually really created this surface area to look round and big. So I think it's going to take a little bit of practice to learn how to contour this area. I think if Genevieve had just created a darker line here and here and not blended it into her skin too much, it would have actually come out a lot better. And then also making sure that when you're highlighting very close to the dark area so that it creates volume. Can you see that's already creating a lot more volume? Okay, so thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys learned something, and I really hope that you are subscribed, and thank you to all my subscribers so far. I really appreciate it, and I hope that you enjoyed this as much as we did.
Because we love our party pillows. Because we're the dream team.
Patty cakes,
It's a bouncy castles.
party pillows,
Our lily hammers. Don't know what that is, but okay.
bouncing castles, our man killers,
Golden globes. I like that. This is the
our
A
maracas.
team.
Yes, A team.
Minus A.
We
team.
want a D team, but we are an A team. That's okay.
That's alright.
That's okay.
We're fine.
It's okay. It's alright.
It's okay.
Anyway, guys, thank you so much. Love you. Bye.